Hi Leo, welcome. Thanks so much for tuning into my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. You are watching a general love reading for the sign of Leo for this upcoming week in October. Today is Friday the 2nd. So Leo, I hope you're doing well. Here we are in October already. The year is almost over. Thank goodness. Not sure if it's going to make a difference, right? But, you know, the sooner we're done with 2020, the better. It can only get better from here, right? So Leo, if you're watching this video, I just want to remind you that this is a general love reading, and that means it can apply to any type of situation or circumstance you're dealing with and any type of relationship you're dealing with, not just romantic or intimate. It can also apply to family, work, social circles, friends, that kind of thing. I also want to remind you to be flexible with the energy. Don't be overly concerned about the gender of the cards. You can mix and match the roles within the reading itself, regardless of the gender of the cards. That means you might feel like I'm reading for you. You could feel like you're cross-watching. Parts of the reading may resonate for you, while other parts may not. So take what does and leave behind the rest. What I hope is that you get something beneficial out of this reading. I hope that you feel like it was worth your while and worth your time. So I want to say thanks so much to any returning viewers. Thank you for returning and viewing more of my readings. And welcome to any new viewers or people who are unfamiliar with my channel. I hope that you enjoy the reading. I hope it resonates for you. If you want more specific information regarding my channel and my videos, there is more in the description box below. Carmilla the bird is here. She is hanging out underneath my hair. I don't know if you can really see her. She is in her camouflage mode. It's a chilly, overcast morning in my location, and she likes to tuck herself into someplace warm when we have days like these. And I just realized I was shuffling in one card from a different deck. It's the Two of Swords from this deck. And I think it's the only one that was in this first deck. Anyway, we'll see if the Two of Swords becomes relevant in this reading. Two of Swords can be about making significant changes, trying to gain clarity, making choices, that kind of thing. All right, Leo, enough chit-chat. Let's get started, shall we? One more shuffle and a cut. And we'll see what's up for Leo this coming week in October. Here we go. We're going to start off with the Five of Swords. Don't bite my ear. Five of Swords, conflict. And the bird starts biting my ear as soon as I pull that card. Eight of Wands. Four of Swords. Temperance. The Eight of Swords in reverse. Eight of Wands in reverse. Sorry, Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands in reverse. Eight of Wands is up here. The Ace of Wands. And the King of Cups in reverse. So Leo, we have a King of Cups in reverse on the table. I feel like Leo's got a lot on your mind. You feel like it feels like you're thinking a lot, possibly about a conflict or a situation that might be uncomfortable for you, or something that feels unresolved. I feel like there is a need for communication, possibly a need to take some action with regard to whatever this is on your mind. I think you'd like to seek some balance. I think you'd like to have some answers. I think you'd like to see some relief in the near future from whatever this is for you. And I think in order for that to happen, it's possible you might have to make some moves, Leo. And that could be in the form of saying, you know what, I give up. I'm not putting up the fight anymore. I'm not going to be trapped by this conflict anymore. Maybe you're ready to give up on something, or maybe you're feeling like it's not worth your time. This King of Cups to me feels like this is probably the person I'm reading for, so male or female. I want to remind you, you can embody the King of Cups. But I feel like this person has kind of run out of steam, or possibly less emotionally invested in something that maybe has been front and center for you for a while, Leo. And I feel like this King of Cups is like, you know what? I need to switch gears. I need a new start. I can't invest emotionally into this anymore. I need some relief. I feel like this person wants to make a big move or communicate in some way in order to relieve themselves of something that's been going on that is exhausting their energy and their time and their emotional well-being. Because I think this King of Cups is ready for change and ready to make that happen. But I think he's seeking some answers. So the King of Cups right now, again, male or female, you can embody this energy. But this is somebody who might be feeling emotionally disengaged, or somebody who is feeling apathetic or drained or disconnected. Somebody, I think, who is feeling, in this case, emotionally exhausted. Doesn't have much more to give. Needs to have a new start, a new beginning. Try something different. That's what I'm getting so far from this first set of cards, Leo. So let's go ahead and see what else we have. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. The Seven of Wands in reverse. Six of Swords. Five of Cups. Queen of Swords in reverse. Strength in reverse. The Empress. And then the Queen of Cups is clarifying the King of Cups. Both of these people in reverse. Interesting. So I'm getting kind of a general message, and I'm going to go through each of these cards because it almost feels like the way this message is coming out, it's kind of like a storybook, and each set of two is kind of like a page. So I want to go through some of these with you, Leo, but right now it feels like a very general message. And it feels like something that a lot of people could experiencing right now. So I think it could be applied in many ways, is what I'm trying to get at this point in time. I think that there is a disinterest, or wanting to disengage, or not feeling as strongly about a specific conflict in your life. This could be with regard to a relationship or situation, or maybe even a job situation, with the Nine of Pentacles coming out here. But I feel like the Nine of Pentacles in reverse is indicating a lack of desire or unwillingness, or just feeling worn out, exhausted, done with a conflict, some kind of situation that's causing grief for you. I think that maybe you've been avoiding taking some kind of big action, making a big move, possibly been avoiding communication with regard to the situation. But I don't think it can be avoided anymore. If you want things to change, some big moves need to be made. So it's time to stop feeling defensive about the situation and start being proactive in order to get the ball rolling again in the right direction. In other words, leaving some of this conflict behind or resolving it so that you can move forward. I think that you put a lot of energy into seeking answers, trying to gain clarity, possibly in recovery, in whatever shape or situation that might be for you. There is a sense of needing to get past now this stage of the game where you're trying to seek answers, you're trying to recover, you're trying to make sure you're ready for the next move. It's time to move past that now and actually take a significant step forward towards significant healing, being done with the healing part and moving past that, and then making a move in the right direction towards resolving conflict or moving past it. Now, again, I indicated that I thought possibly there's been a lack of communication, and this Queen of Swords kind of confirms that for me. I do think this person is associated with this Queen of Cups and Empress person. So far, this is a two-person reading. And I think this person has been avoiding communication. Maybe, Leo, you're even avoiding thinking about the situation. But I think that there is a need to give up the fight of resistance and feeling defensive, because that's not getting you anywhere. And moving forward towards a new beginning where you can be your best you, where you can have some growth in your life, you can feel some progress, you can feel positive, you can feel like an Empress. Now, this energy I feel like is probably associated with this Queen of Swords and Queen of Cups, but it could also indicate the energy of what this King of Cups is also hoping for, which is a new beginning, being able to be the best you, maybe having some growth and having had the ability to learn from past mistakes and past conflicts. Now I get to get past that, grow from it, and move forward toward a new beginning. I think this could very well be a conflict within this relationship between these two. I think both are feeling disconnected. I think the Queen of Cups is feeling sad, grief, remorse. I think they're both feeling tired. I think they're both feeling spent and feeling like they need to get past whatever this is for this Queen of Cups, King of Cups. So, like I said, before I started flipping through the pages of the storybook for Leo, this feels like a very general message to start. And it certainly isn't a situation that pretty much all of us could apply to our life in one way, shape, or form. It doesn't necessarily have to do with a specific relationship. It could have to do with a job. It could have to do with a living situation. It could have to do with some personal struggles, maybe some addictions or some bad habits you're trying to get out of. But there's definitely a struggle here where there needs to be some closure in some way, shape, or form, and then a new beginning. A craving for a new beginning is what I'm seeing on the table. And a lot of effort to get past whatever this is for you, Leo. So we're going to go ahead and give this third deck a cut, and then let's see what else we get. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Sun. Temperance again, this time in reverse, with the same set of cards with Temperance. 9 of Swords. Four of Wands. King of Swords in reverse. So now we have the Queen of Swords, King of Swords in this set of cards, and the King of Cups, Queen of Cups in this set of cards. Ten of Pentacles. Don't bite me. And the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is specific to a relationship between this Queen of Cups, King of Cups. I think that these two have fallen into a rut. In other words, I think that they've gotten used to being a certain way, living a certain way, routines. It feels like an established relationship. This does feel like an intimate connection to me. It doesn't have to be, but I feel like this is a long-standing relationship and could potentially be a married couple with a family. So we have the Ten of Pentacles out here. It feels like a long-standing relationship, well-established, but it feels like it's in trouble. And it's in trouble because it's been neglected. And it's been neglected because these two feel like they've fallen into a situation that's comfortable because it's what they're used to. It's predictable. And neither party's talking about this, but the reality of the situation is it's predictable, it's stable, but it's also making them very, very unhappy and emotionally disconnected. No longer emotionally attached or invested in what's going on within this relationship. And I think both parties have been reluctant to talk about it. If there is communication, this King and Queen of Swords both in reverse would indicate that it's not pleasant. There could potentially be a significant amount of fighting and disagreements. Or it could be the total opposite, where there's a lot of silence, a lack of communication, or just a disconnect with regard to how communication occurs between these two people. I think that to a certain extent it's uncomfortable, but there is indication in the cards that it's time to admit that while it might be uncomfortable to think that you are responsible to change this dynamic and move towards something different, leaving the old in the past in order to move towards something new and better, not just for yourself, but potentially for the people around you, including family, maybe children, extended family, friends, even social circles and in community. If you're going to have this, then you have to be also willing to take action and communicate and make the moves yourself. Don't just expect this to fall in your lap, because it's not going to. You're going to have to be the agent of change if you want something new and different than what's going on here. And I don't know why anybody would want this going on in their life right now. Nobody can be comfortable in this kind of situation, and that's what this has become. But there is indication in the cards, good news, Leo, there is indication in the cards that if this hasn't already happened, both of these people within this relationship are aware that it needs to. So let's get this fourth deck out here, Leo, and see what else we get for you. There's the Queen of Cups again. This time she's in the upright position. And then we have the Six of Cups. So I just want to go ahead and establish this is definitely a two-person reading. This is definitely a significant relationship, one of longevity, possibly one that's lasted the test of time. So if this is a marriage, it's a marriage that is a long-standing relationship. In other words, there's been enough time in this connection where there's been a certain amount of legacy built between these two, and that could be in the form of, children, extended family, so on and so forth. So this could be a more mature couple. Doesn't have to be, but I'm just throwing that out there, especially with the Empress out here. It feels like a long-standing, significant relationship. There's the King of Swords again, clarifying the Six of Swords. He's in reverse again. Five of Pentacles, this time in the upright position. Ten of Wands. Ace of Wands again. Three of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have the Lovers, clarifying the Queen of Cups. This is a really interesting reading so far, Leo. It quite literally is almost like turning the pages of a storybook. And I don't get readings like this all the time. And I really love when I do because they're really interesting. So I think this queen is a little bit insecure about how she's feeling about the situation. I don't think that this person is used to taking charge, making big moves. But I think that she knows that if she doesn't, she could potentially be throwing away a Six of Cups relationship. I think that this is a person who wants to salvage this relationship because she knows the value of the relationship. But she could be feeling insecure about her next move or having to take action in this manner because I feel like it's not necessarily something that this person is used to doing. Now, I want to remind all of my viewers, male or female, you could embody either one of these people, the Queen of Cups or the King of Cups. Doesn't matter what your gender is. If you're resonating with this reading, you're going to know which of these people you are. Now, I think part of the insecurity surrounding this Queen of Cups is that this King of Cups, I feel like he's been using communication or lack of communication as a block or as his form of resistance within this relationship. And what it's done is it's caused an inability to heal what's going on here. Now, again, this could be in the form of stonewalling, for example, silent treatment, lack of communication, unwillingness. And if this is going to change, and if this Queen of Cups is going to be willing to take action and do her part in the healing of this relationship, then this king needs to leave behind this unwillingness to communicate in the right form. And that is also an issue for this queen. If she doesn't get rid of the same, I mean, they're almost mirroring each other, these two. They do have the same kind of communication tactics, which feel pretty poor. And so both of these people need to let go of that in order to make some progress here. There is, with the Ace of Wands coming out here twice now, there is a significant opportunity for a new beginning for all involved, but it is in the beginning stages, or I would say it's not quite ripe for the picking just yet. There's some work to be done here. With Strength in reverse, I don't feel that this Ace of Wands is ready to emerge just yet. I do believe that step one is going to be this King of Swords moving in the right direction with regard to the level of communication, whatever that looks like for this king. Improving his level of communication. I feel like that's step one because for some reason I feel like this queen is a little resistant to taking action until the wall comes down and the level of communication improves for both of these people. Now, I think that this Queen of Cups is potentially willing to put a little bit more of an emotional investment into this relationship. But again, not until this is a working relationship. In other words, both parties are making an effort. So this is what this Queen of Cups, I think, wants. This is kind of energy, this Queen of Cups, possibly the King of Cups. Like I said, this Empress could match both their energy. It's a nurturing energy. It's somebody who puts others first. It's somebody who's very mature in nature when it comes to their emotional development, communication, the effort they put forth into the relationships that matter to them. But right now, this person does not have a working relationship in order to be able to embody this kind of energy. So this might be the type of energy that this Queen of Cups embodies has embodied in the past or in other situations, or when this person isn't feeling closed off within this very significant relationship. We have the Six of Cups, we have the Lovers out here. I definitely feel like this is a relationship that needs to be salvaged. There are no cards, at least not yet, and I don't anticipate that there will be. There are no cards indicating an ending, Leo. So if an ending is in your situation, that could just be this could be one of those situations where part of this reading may resonate for you and other parts may not. Because if in fact this relationship is in a dire enough situation where you feel like an ending needs to be had, and in order for this Ace of Wands to come around, this new beginning, which could be the case, but I get a sense that there's so much invested in this relationship. With the Ten of Pentacles out here, I just feel like in this particular reading, there is no indication that there will be an ending between these two, but there does need to be some improvements within the relationship. So let's get this last round out for Leo and see what else we get. There's the World. Ten of Pentacles again. Two of Swords in reverse. Seven of Swords. This is a challenging set of cards over here. This is what I feel. If this is not a current situation, this is recent past, and there could be deception. And when I say deception, I do feel like this is in the form of the way that there is communication or the lack of communication. In other words, there could be secrets or information being withheld, or just a lack of communication, which, omitted information or an inability to be upfront and forthright. But there is a need for that to be. Step one is to change this communication dynamic within this relationship, or things can't move forward for this connection. There's the Two of Cups in reverse. I think it's possible that this Queen in particular may have considered the ending of this relationship. I think based on what I'm seeing, what I'm seeing with this Queen of Cups out here is that she's either changed her mind or she's unsure. But I think there's, at least in this Queen's head, been some thought with regard to possibly bringing this relationship to an end, or thinking that it's over, in the sense that it's like you can't get back what you had before, that type of thing. That's what it feels like coming from this Queen. Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't necessarily believe this is true for everybody, but it's possible with the Three of Swords coming out here that there could have been infidelity in some way, shape, or form. Now, I think that I'm gonna say that this doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but this could be why there was potential for this relationship to be lost. But infidelity could be in the form of outright cheating, right, with another person, or there can be emotional connections that are not necessarily physical. There can be online connections, communication with another person can be considered third party. Anything where another individual or more people, so it could be a social circle, for example, where that third party or group of people is taking the place of the person that matters or the person that should be your focus, is considered a third party situation. So I'm just throwing that out there and then giving you the range of possibilities. I think that with the Three of Swords showing up here, it's possible that that's part of this problem within this relationship and the conflict that needs to be addressed or left in the past. There's the Queen of Swords again with this Empress. So she's out here twice, and the King of Swords is out here twice. And then we have the Three of Wands in reverse. Okay, so just a few more notes before I pull the last card here, because I think there's some details that came out. So these side notes, these last few details may not apply to your specific situation, but they may apply to some people's. So I do get the sense that there is possibly some concern over financial issues within this connection. So for example, the potential that this relationship could end, or these two split up, there's concern specifically for this queen with regard to the financial piece of the potential of this relationship not working out. I think that is also tied to some of the potential deceit or communication issues. I think that aspect of the conflict regarding finances is also potentially tied to some deception or lack of communication, omitting information, in other words, keeping secrets or keeping information from somebody else. I think that is also tied to the financial piece of this conflict. This Queen of Swords, one of her main burdens is, can she release or let go of the potential third party situation? Because this also could be what's in the way of this new start, this new beginning. This could be the weak link or the one piece that is preventing this queen from taking that first step towards healing this relationship, is this burden surrounding a potential third party involvement. And again, that can take the form of just about anything. It could take the form of a nosy in-law, someone getting up in your business when they shouldn't be, all the way to someone cheating on their spouse or their partner. So I do believe that that's probably one of the biggest burdens for this queen, is she needs to stop thinking about it or communicate about this so that it can be resolved, if it's going to be resolved. Again, this feels like a very, very challenging situation within this relationship, but there are no signs of an ending here. So while I feel like it's been considered and thought about, it is not what either one of these parties ultimately wants, at least in this moment in time. And part of that is the level of investment that is involved in this connection. I think once some of the nitty-gritty surrounding some of the deception, communication issues, past events that need to be addressed and then resolved or left in the past, once those things are taken care of, then these two can start addressing the emotional connection. Heal the hard stuff first, and then look at how can we now open the door to potentially reconnecting on an emotional level. And then treating each other in the manner that you should treat one another when you have this kind of connection. You need to repair the loss of respect and disconnect that you've established throughout this period of time where you've had this, been dealing with this conflict. Because in the end, when this comes full circle, you have created this in your life, Leo, this 10 of Pentacles. You've created something in your life that most people are extremely envious about. Most people would kill to have this in their life, and you have it. You've just damaged it. And so it's time to repair it and get things back on track for Leo. This is a really interesting reading, Leo, and it's very encouraging. I'm not going to lie, it feels very challenging. It feels very, very difficult. But with what I'm seeing on the table is the encouraging part is I think that both parties know exactly what's going on here, even though it's not being spoken out loud. Both parties know. Both parties are intuitive enough to know the exact situation that they're in. And I think both parties, maybe begrudgingly, especially this King of Swords, this King feels more reluctant because I think he needs to take the first step, and the first step is breaking down this wall that I think in large part is exists because of him. I'm not saying that this Queen didn't help build the wall, because I think they both built the wall. But I think this King... Did you just shit on me? No. Okay, good. You know what? Let's put you on your cage so you can take a poop up here. Good bird. She's been good this morning. She was horrible yesterday. I couldn't even take her out. She was really moody. Anyway, Leo, I'm going to give this Dreams of Gaia Tarot deck a good shuffle, and we're going to get a card for you to wrap up this reading. But like I was saying before, I do feel like the wall is the first thing that needs to be addressed, and then things can move forward from there. So communication, communication, communication. I say that all the time. You're never going to get anywhere if you refuse to communicate. It's plain and simple. It's hard. I get it. I get it. And you end up, if you're not prepared for the conversation you need to have, then you go into the communication with your defenses up, and you tend to get triggered, right? And so then the anger comes out, and then the arguing starts, and then you get nowhere. You go back to ground zero, you start rehashing all the past, and you get nowhere. So when you do decide to start breaking the wall down a little bit, go in prepared. Try to take, the emotions out of it. Approach it with a neutral standpoint, and be accepting of the other person's point of view. This is the one I'm taking. This is the one I'm taking. And be willing to hear the other side. Both parties need to be willing to hear the other side. I mean, that's just communication 101, right? Oh my God. Oh, you're not going to believe this one. Leo, you're not going to believe this one. I'm going to go ahead and make a big deal about it because it is. So I pulled the Two of Cups. And look at the card. It came out in the upright too. This one came out in reverse, but this one came out in the upright. So of course I pulled the Two of Cups. And I don't know where my glasses are. Okay, I think they're on the other table. I gotta go get them. So typically, if I were to do something like forget my glasses on the other table, that kind of thing, because I usually make sure I'm well prepared for my readings, but I would turn it off. But there's no way I'm turning off this reading and starting over because it's too good. So Two of Cups. I don't know if I even need to explain the Two of Cups. This one does have relatively similar meaning to the Two of Cups in your traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. But I'm still going to read it out from the book because these cards this book has a wonderful way of explaining the meanings, and I just like to read them at the end. Okay, so the Two of Water, Two of Cups is not very long, just about a half a page. Here we go, Leo. The Two of Water represents a relationship that has moved beyond infatuation and physical attraction to one that is built upon a foundation of deeper mutual love, respect, trust, or shared interests and values. It symbolizes a meeting of the mind and heart that is free of the desire to possess or control. This relationship is a unification of two hearts and minds, not with the purpose of becoming whole or to complete each other, but with the intent to share, to enrich, and to enhance each other's lives. This is a time of giving, sharing, and communication. A relationship is founded on intimacy, to share your thoughts, feelings, goals, and fears with the ones you love. With the one you love is to be intimate. To hold them, to listen, and show interest is to be intimate. To show affection by reaching out to stroke their cheek or hold their hand is to be intimate. The Two of Hearts ultimately symbolizes intimate. It says the Two of Hearts, so it's actually a typo in the book, but it's the Two of Water or Two of Cups, which if you use a regular deck of cards would be the Two of Hearts. Anyway, the Two of Hearts ultimately symbolizes intimacy within a relationship. It also represents a time of forgiveness and reconciliation. If a rift has been developed between lovers or friends, now is the time to let go of hurt and anger. Put aside judgment and blame. Do not allow arrogance, wounded pride, or ego to destroy a relationship. Where you can, take responsibility for your choices and actions within the relationship and be mindful of how they have impacted and influenced that relationship. The Two of Water invites you to communicate, to forgive, or apologize now. There you go, Leo. I mean, put a period at the end of that sentence because I couldn't have ended this reading any better. This has turned into a long reading and I knew it was going to, but it's a really awesome reading and I love how it ended and I don't even need to add to this. These two are struggling right now. It's apparent. It's as obvious as it can possibly be. And there's a lot of struggle here, but this relationship isn't going anywhere. But these two, this king, queen, whoever you are in this reading, Leo, you've got some work to do, and the first step is communication. So I wish you all the luck in the world. I don't know that you're going to need a lot of luck because I think that you're well on your way to figuring out how to repair this relationship and get back on track. So congratulations for pushing through. I wish you all the best, Leo. If the reading did resonate, please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment if you want to share your story. I'd love to hear it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Leo.